Shalom, my family. It's your girl T, aka the nappy headed jojoba, here today with a collective haul. If you have even a marginal interest in beauty, you probably know that Sephora just had their typical November sale where certain people get 20% off, others get 15% off. But in any event, I'm sure all of our feeds have been getting flooded with Sephora hauls. So I've got some things from Sephora, I've got some hair stuff, I've got some skin stuff, and this is just a bunch of things that I purchased over the last few months, and I figured, I'm about to start digging into some of these products. Some of them I've actually already used a few times, so I can give you mini reviews. And I had done a poll on YouTube asking if people even give a shit about hauls or not, and some people were like, no, they're lazy content, and FYI, there kind of isn't such a thing as lazy content, because once you have to film, edit, upload, there's still work involved. Nonetheless, I get the point, but I don't know, for whatever reason, I always felt like hauls were kind of pointless, but I still like watching them. So here we are. Here's mine. So let's see. I guess let me start with skincare. If you saw my most recent skincare routines, you know that I've been playing around with products from a company called Pyongkang, which is a Korean brand. They have managed to make it into my all-time favorites with a couple of their products, so I decided to try their cleansing foam. I've used this a good number of times, and I do not like it. I find it to be very, very stripping. At this point, I'm probably going to retire this from my rotation because I've used it enough times. I've probably used it 5 times or so, and I know that it's just way too stripping for my skin to the point that my skin feels squeaky clean and tight after I rinse it. So this is the first dud from this brand for me, but I'll probably use it to clean my makeup brushes or something. Sticking with skincare, I got a couple things from Jordan Samuel Skin. I got his After Show Balm Cleanser. I've used this only once. You might be able to see the little divot there, and I really like it. The container is a little bit small compared to what I'm used to because my favorite that I've ever tried is the Clinique Take the Day Off Balm. This has not yet eclipsed that based on one use, namely because the Clinique is a very good value. The size of the jar lasted me a very long time. I've already re-upped on it, to be honest with you. I just decided to try this as my next balm cleanser. I do really like this though. I remember being impressed yet again with this formulation. Jordan Samuel Skin has quickly become one of my favorite skincare brands, period, full stop. But this balm cleanser, at least based on just the one time that I've tried it, I don't think I like it more than the Clinique Take the Day Off, and because that one is more value for money, I'll probably be sticking with that one, but I still will enjoy this whilst I have it. I also picked up the Matinee Gel Cleanser. This is just another cleanser from his line. He already has one of my all-time favorites, which is the After Show Treatment Cleanser. That one is the most unique cleanser I've ever used. It's also my most favorite cleanser that I've ever used. But it's called a treatment cleanser with good reason because it leaves your skin feeling like you've already applied moisturizer after you rinse it off. Sometimes I don't necessarily want that, so I prefer this one for evenings when I am removing sunscreen and or makeup. I've used this 2 or 3 times, and it's a little bit more of a deeper cleanse, so to speak. It's also got a more lightweight, less hydrating type of finish after you rinse it, which I prefer at nighttime when I'm removing product. I've used this 2 or 3 times, and honestly, the first time I used it, I was like, doggone you, Jordan, you've done it to me again. This guy, it's like everything he puts out, I either like or love, as in love to the point that it replaces anything else that I was using in that slot in my skincare routine prior. From Sephora, I did re-up on the Drunk Elephant Protini Polypeptide Cream. I first tried this when I picked it up in their spring sale, and this is an everyday morning and night. I basically just do 1 pump to add sort of a shot of peptides and protein. It's like a protein shake for your face is what they always say. At least that's what the brand says. I don't really understand what that even means. Like a protein shake for what? But the point is I noticed an immediate difference when I started using this. I remember the first day I ever used it, I got compliments on my skin from 3 strangers and I wasn't wearing any makeup whatsoever. The only thing I had done different was add this. And I feel like it has really just improved the overall texture and I should say not necessarily texture, but the feeling and suppleness of my skin. My skin feels very sort of bouncy and plump when I use this, and I do like to keep it in my regimen as much as possible. It's very expensive, and because I use it morning and night, I go through it fairly quickly. So yeah, I was happy to pick up another one of these at 20% off. This is actually just an empty box because the product is in my bathroom because I've been using it, but this is the Derma E Vitamin C Concentrated Serum with Hyaluronic Acid. I picked this up from Ulta when they had one of their 20% off coupons because, cheekily enough, Ulta, they know what's up. They've been putting out 20% off coupons the week before Sephora sales every year for the past couple of years. And this year, not only did they do a 20% off the week before the Sephora sale, but they, for some people, they probably didn't do this for everyone, but I'm a platinum member at Ulta. They sent an additional coupon to extend that sale through the week that the Sephora sale was happening. I was just like, you guys are cheeky. Anyway, I decided to pick this up because I really like the overnight AHA, am I English? What the hell? Anyway, I decided to try this because I really love the alpha hydroxy acid overnight treatment from this brand. And I'm basically just trying to cut costs. You know, I do like my Drunk Elephant serums, but they're very, very costly. It's seldom that you can get them on sale because I've never seen Drunk Elephant have a sale on their own site, and that means the only other time you can get them on sale is when Sephora has a sale, which is only twice a year roughly. They did do 3 sales this year. Dermstore no longer carries Drunk Elephant, which is truly unfortunate because they have sales way more frequently as well than Sephora does. I decided to try this. I've been using this about a week now. So far, so good. I haven't had any adverse reactions, and I will have to wait and see if this performs as well as the Drunk Elephant one, but considering their alpha hydroxy treatment does perform as well for me as a Drunk Elephant glycolic, I got high hopes. Speaking of alpha hydroxy treatments, I picked up the Farmacy Honeymoon Glow AHA Resurfacing Night Serum from Sephora during their sale. I heard a few raves about this product, and I'm a sucker for an alpha hydroxy acid, so I'm looking forward to trying this out. I've been doing my usual routine of alternating retinol with AHAs each night, so one night I use one, the next night I use the other. My current rotation for AHA is a First Aid Beauty glycolic serum that I'm just about done with, so once that's done, this will be filling its spot. And then once or twice a week, I'll usually rotate in that Derma E overnight mask, just once or twice a week, though I don't use it every single time I need an AHA. So when I won't be using that, I'm looking forward to working this one in. Last for skincare is a lip treatment product. I take my lip care very seriously because it's a lot of surface area on my face. And I used to always think that expensive lip care products were a ripoff, and many of them certainly are, I'm sure. But I have found some more luxury lip care items that have been extremely effective for me, to the point that I haven't had to exfoliate my lips with a scrub in years because of my current lip care regimen. I discussed that more in my overall skincare routine video, so I will link those here. But in any event, I picked up the Fresh Sugar Caramel Hydrating Lip Balm, another one from my Sephora haul. And yes, this one, I originally had a little deluxe sample pot of it, and it's great. It's one of the best lip balms I've tried. It's definitely in my top 5 of ones that I love. I really love the Laneige Overnight Lip Treatment Mask. That's what I use every single night. This one I really enjoyed during the daytime. Because I've found some lip care products that are super effective for me, I tend to only have to re-moisturize my lips once or twice throughout the day, so I'm not putting on lip balm every hour like I used to when I was using less effective products, and I love it. So generally I'll put this on in the morning, maybe once midday, and then that's it. And it smells really good too. Transitioning from skincare into makeup, I'll start off with something that's kind of boring, which is a tool. I got a brush from Real Techniques. This is a complexion blender brush, and I thought that this was interesting because you might be able to see the brush kind of has 2 little divots in it. It's got one in the middle and then a ring around that, so it makes it easier to apply your products without getting them all over your hands, or if you don't have a palette handy. And I often do like to mix products together, whether I'm mixing 2 different foundations or mixing in a liquid luminizing product with my foundation. So I really love that this will kind of make it easier for me to do that. I can just put it on my brush, dot on my face, and blend. So I'm looking forward to trying this out. This I picked up from Target, I think. Couple things from Colourpop, because Sandra Deluxe, who is one of my favorite YouTubers, she stays out of the bullshit. She seems like she's just a really down, cool girl. Her makeup style is completely her own. You know, she doesn't really worry about how other people do things. She does her own way. She uses her fingers to blend a lot. I feel like she's just really talented and intuitive, and she knows her own face very well. I mean, she knows how to make herself look amazing no matter what. And I feel like that's aspirational for anyone who's just a makeup enthusiast. So since she had that coupon code, I wanted to support her so that she can get more opportunities like that. And I picked up 2 of the Colourpop Jelly Much shadows. My YouTube fam knows how much I love cream and liquid products. So this is a jelly texture. It's not quite either one of those. I picked up the shade Ventura. These still have little seals on them inside, so I don't want to open them up yet because I'm not going to use them right now. This is sort of an iridescent, I would consider it probably more of a topper shade, so you can shift the color of whatever's underneath it. And then I also picked up the shade Half Moon, which you may be able to see is more of a purpley, red-based, purpley burgundy-ish kind of situation. It's really kind of hard to tell looking at it in that jar because the lid covers so much of it, but it looked pretty in the swatches on Colourpop's site. I also got a couple things from Melt Cosmetics earlier this year. I would say maybe over the summer or even in the spring. They had a palette come out called the Gemini palette, and I wanted it, but I thought it was just kind of pricey. So I was like, let me wait and see if I can get it with a coupon. Maybe, I think there was some holiday around the corner, like Labor Day or something. I was just like, I bet you they're going to have a Labor Day coupon code. I'm going to wait, girl. Well, guess what? The palette completely sold out. They didn't even have a coupon anyway. So I was like double fucked on that and super disappointed. But I guess the palette ended up being very popular and they did another batch. They did another run of production with them. So I was able to get it, and I was definitely persuaded to get it because of Raw Beauty Christie. She did a video a month or 2 ago where she was talking about how much she loved the palette, and it just looked really inspiring to me. It looked really unique, and whenever I can look at a palette and my creative juices start flowing and I start thinking about different looks I might want to try with it, it's hard for me to resist. And one thing about Melt as well is I love that their boxes look like this on the inside. Isn't it so cute? I'm almost tempted to keep it every time, but I ain't no damn hoarder. But yes, no FOMO for TT. Thanks to Raw Beauty Christie's enabling, I was able to pick up the Gemini palette at full price. I am wearing it right now. It was my first time using it. I've only used it the once, but it was definitely enjoyable to use. I kind of just felt like a kid playing in paints. As you can see, it's got a very unique color scheme. I really enjoy green eyeshadows. This is very much getting into the olivey sort of swamp territory in terms of tones. And then you have this warm side with these brown shades and mustards and this sort of peachy, sparkly shade here. And I think this is just a pretty nicely, almost universal transition shade. So I just thought it was a very thoughtful palette. It wasn't like everything else we see on the market over and over and over, and I had to have it, and I'm glad I got it. And just because I wanted to get free shipping, because Melt's free shipping threshold is a little higher than it needs to be, in my opinion, I decided to get a lipstick because it was going to cost me almost as much to pay for shipping than it would have been to just add another product to my cart. So that's what I did. So I got the shade by Starlight. This is an ultra matte lipstick, and it is this killer purple shade, as you can see. We do a little swatcheroo here. And this is a true purple color. You can see there. I think it's got more of a red base than a blue one, but it is purple. It's not plum, it's not wine, it is purple. And purple, that's my power color, baby. So I'm looking forward to wearing this. It does feel like it might be a bit dry on the lips, which I think is something I've heard about Melt's lipstick formula before, but we gonna make it work, girl. Beautylish was also having their gift card event where for every $100 you spend, you get a $20 gift card back. So I got a couple things from there. Generally with Beautylish, I try to buy things that I can't necessarily find anywhere else. And one of those things was the Kevyn Aucoin Electropop Pro Eyeshadow Palette. You guys are about to find out. I bought a lot of eyeshadow palettes in the past couple of months. I don't know why. I got super sick of them because I have a lot of eyeshadow palettes already. And then I got kind of sick of even doing eyeshadow looks, but something about the past 6 to 8 months, I've been completely reinvigorated and falling in love with makeup all over again. I am no longer over makeup. I'm right back in the sunken place. Here are the shades in the Kevyn Aucoin palette. As you can see, it's a very colorful shade of basically lid pop shades, although you could do an all shimmer look. I don't know why people act like you can't. I've done them many times. I had seen this in Sephora before it sold out there, and I was sort of intrigued by it, but you know, it's a very pricey item because it is Kevyn Aucoin. But Puffin's wife, Mel, she was singing the praises of this palette, I think, a couple videos ago. So I had it in the back of my head, and I saw that Beautylish still had it in stock. So I was like, if it's still there when they have their gift card event, I'm gonna get it. And I did. Sticking with palettes, I got the new Dose of Colors Snow Angels palette. Some of you guys know that I already love the Dose of Colors 5-pan palettes that come shaped like this. I have nearly all of them. They've got a new cool toned one that is either coming out or is already out. I don't have that one, but I think I have all of the other ones. I've got Sassy Siennas, Marvelous Mauves, Blushing Berries. I even got the Baked Browns one eventually at Ulta for 20% off. And I got this one at Ulta for 20% off because it came out right around the time they were having that coupon that just came out. And I was just a sucker for these shades. I usually am not a fan of blue eyeshadow. I honestly don't care for it at all. I find it to be kind of tacky, but something about this navy shade that's almost very purpley, it tickled my pickle. And when I saw the promotional images for the palette on social media, on Instagram specifically, because that's the only social media I have besides YouTube, I was sucked in and I was just like, it's a reasonable price, especially with 20% off. So I completely made excuses for myself buying something I didn't need, is what I'm getting to here. One more palette. Judge me. Go ahead. You can judge me. I'd judge me. I am judging me. This is the newest palette from Charlotte Tilbury. It is the Stars-In-Your-Eyes palette. Fairly certain this is limited edition. She came out with a palette similar in style to this last year, and I kind of wanted that one, but the reviews were very mixed and all over the place, and for the price point, I was just like, I'm not head over heels bowled over by those shades, and I eventually was hemming and hawing to the point that it sold out and I missed my opportunity if I had decided to go through with it. But with this one, once I saw the shades, I knew it had to be a part of my life. What I love about Charlotte Tilbury's makeup is it's very user-friendly. It's sort of like makeup for dummies. So if you're bad at makeup, it allows you to pretend you're good at it because the products are just such high quality that the way that they blend and just mesh in on your face, it looks like you're actually good at makeup when you probably aren't. The way this is organized is into 4 trios. You've got Love Eyes, Power Eyes, Happy Eyes, and Confident Eyes. Of course, you can use the colors as you wish. I've done 2 looks with these, and I almost picked it up to use again today because I was so in love with how both looks turned out. I know I have pictures of one of them, so I'll insert a picture of me here wearing, I think, all 3 shades from the Confident Eyes, and then I think I also used this one on the end here from Happy Eyes, that 3rd shade. I've also used all of the shades in the Love Eyes section. So I still have maybe 5 or so shades that I haven't yet dipped into. But this is a palette that, again, it's just reinforcing my rekindled love with makeup because I look forward to using it and seeing what look I come up with and how it turns out. Both looks that I have used this to create have been really, really pretty. And yeah, I'm just having fun playing in my makeup right now. What can I say? From Sephora, I picked up a new shade of the Surratt Lid Lacquer. This is the shade Satwo Ume. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but hopefully my time in Japan earlier this year got me a little bit closer to saying that correctly. It's a purpley shade. This is not, I'm not going to dip into it because my hands probably aren't clean after handling my camera and stuff, but it is a purpley kind of shade. These are not cream shadows exactly. They're basically what you use to create the glossy eye look. It comes in 6 or 7 different shades, I believe. I already had one, which I had picked up from Sephora in their last sale, the surprise sale that they had a month ago. Maybe 2 months. You would have seen me wearing that shade in a recent video. I think it was my unpopular opinions on keto video. It's just such a unique product. It is an eye gloss, so it's going to crease. It's impossible for a product like this not to crease, but I did find it creased less than any other similar products that I have tried, or even when you just use lip gloss or whatever. And I just love the look. It's so high fashion, editorial, edgy, cool. It's just everything I love. So I really wanted to pick up another shade when I could get it for 20% off because Surratt is a luxury brand, and I can't wait to play with this because it's just such a unique product. And it's a purple shade, which is my color girl. This item's kind of boring, but I picked up a new NARS smudge proof eyeshadow base, but this time I got the tinted version. I got the shade medium dark. If you go way back with me, you know that this is my favorite eyeshadow base ever. I've always just used the regular clear one that's been around for years, but I'm excited to try this one that has a little bit of a tint to it to see if it kind of gives me a more even canvas, just evens out the tone of my eyelids before I go in with my shadows. From Ulta, I picked up 2 more shades of the Cover FX Custom Enhancer Drops during their 21 Days of Beauty event, which they had, I think, back in October, I want to say. It might have been September. These were half price, and I really love these. I'd gotten a set of 4 of the mini size, which is honestly all you need because I will never be able to finish one of these in my lifetime. But I got a set of 4 different shades of super mini ones from Sephora during their holiday sale a year or 2 ago. I love those. But I wanted some other shades because I feel like in that little kit there were some shades that weren't quite what I wanted on many occasions. So I got Sunlight and Candlelight. So this one is Sunlight, as you can see here, quite gold without going bronzy, which is nice. And then Candlelight, I believe, is a little bit darker. Yeah, Candlelight is getting more into that bronzy territory. So you guys might be able to see that there. I love these. I've used Sunlight a couple times. I don't think I've used Candlelight yet, but I'm really happy to have those to add to my little collection because I feel like I was missing those kinds of tones in my little mini set of 4, which should have been in my 2017 beauty favorites video. So I'll link that here if you want to see that a little bit more. From Sephora, I also picked up the Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the Diamond Milk shade. You guys have probably already seen this when it first came out, but I was waiting around for a sale because, like, I don't really need more lip gloss, let alone one that was kind of sus like this. I wasn't really too sure how this tone would look on me. Give me a discount and I'm a lot more easily persuaded. My plan for this, I haven't tried it yet, but my plan for this is to go really thick with a good brown lip liner, probably almost fill my lips in and then go over top with this and have like a super 90s type of look with it. So I think it will look nice that way. I'm looking forward to trying that out. Another kind of boring item from Beautylish, I got a Sonia G brush, just this one brush. This is called the Smudger One. I haven't washed it or anything yet, so I haven't used it, but it's so soft, and that's exactly what I wanted because I find I haven't really had the perfect brush for smudging out underneath my lash line on the bottom. That skin is just so sensitive, and it's also very thin and all that. You always hear about how thin that skin is. And I just didn't have a brush that I felt was delicate enough, but the right size and shape for me to just smudge out shadows or even liner or whatever. So I picked this up, and I've heard good things about the Sonia G brushes from Tara Babies and Puffin's wife Mel. So very excited to have this because it has already almost met my expectations just on feel, so we'll see how it meets my expectations once I finally use it. Let's move along into hair. First up, I picked up a new spray bottle. Now, my old spray bottle is fine, there's nothing wrong with it, but look at how this one mists. Come on. It's such a nice fine mist, and if you pump it a few times, it'll be continuous, you know, for a couple more seconds. I just thought that was clutch as fuck. I will not be putting any like aloe vera juice or anything like that in here. I'm going to use this strictly for water, and I feel like this finer mist is going to be perfect for when I am styling my stretched hair so that it won't get too wet and completely revert. I think this is going to be perfect for that. I had tried to get a less expensive one from Amazon originally, where I think I was able to get like 2 bottles that looked similar to this for the price of just this one, but they were no good. I sent them back, I returned them, and then I just actually spent the money that I should have spent in the first place getting the one that's good. You know, you get what you pay for, and of course I will link this in the description box below because this is from Amazon. From the clearance shelf at Target, I picked up the Main Choice 3-in-1 Revitalize and Refresh Conditioner. Evidently, this can be used as a co-wash, leave-in, and a detangler. I have never tried anything by the Main Choice before because they're just so doggone expensive, and knowing how much I go through product, it just was not economically feasible to spend that much on one bottle this size. But once it was on clearance, I was able to come to terms with it. So I haven't tried this out yet, but I will probably be using it as a leave-in because even on clearance, it was still pretty pricey. I feel like if I use this as a co-wash or detangler, this would be one and done. That would be like one use for me. So we will see how this goes. To my understanding, Main Choice is a Black-owned business, so looking forward to trying this out. I think this is also from a Black-owned business. This is the Naturalicious Moroccan Rasoul 5-in-1 Clay Treatment. This is supposedly able to be used as a shampoo, conditioner, deep conditioner, detangler, and leave-in conditioner. If you think I'm leaving clay in my hair, you're fucking on one, but I am excited to try this out. This is another product that was just way expensive, but I was finally able to get it for 20% off online and from a place that is not in the same state I'm in, so I didn't have to pay tax. Look, every penny counts. And I really wanted to compare this against my homemade clay wash because, you know, there are clay washes for sale on the market, of course, but I usually just make my own, and I was curious to see if this does all the things it says it does and how it stacks up against one that I can make myself. And there may or may not be a video on exactly that coming very soon. Next, I picked up a chelating shampoo. This is a serious detoxifier. I don't see a brand here on the label. I got this from a local health food store, but I'll find it online and link it for you guys. I bought this because I live in California and our water quality is terrible, at least here in Southern California it is. It is absolute crap. It is so hard, the water, so it's time for me to do a proper chelating and get some of these minerals off of my hair. When you've got a bunch of buildup of minerals and limescale on your hair insurance, it makes your products have to work a lot harder if they're even going to work at all. And I haven't had a chelating shampoo in my stash for years and years, but when I saw this one in the health food store, it seemed like it might be a more gentle chelating shampoo, as gentle as it can be. Chelating is like next level of clarifying. Clarifying helps you remove product buildup, but chelating does that, and it also removes like mineral buildup from your hair. Any just mineral deposits and residue that are coming through your pipes. I have already tried this, but I'm gonna kind of not count that because I was so worried about it being a chelating shampoo. I used only half an ounce in about 8 ounces of water. I feel like that wasn't quite enough for it to really do its work, the Lord's work. Next time around, I'm probably going to use a full ounce diluted or maybe just use it straight. I don't know if I have the balls for that, but we will see and I will report back. Based on using it super duper diluted, it does seem like it's about as gentle as a chelating shampoo can possibly be, so I have high hopes. Speaking of removing buildup, I decided to pick this up from Ulta during one of their 21 Days of Beauty event because it was half price. This is Diva Curl. This is the first Diva Curl product I've ever purchased, and this is their Build-Up Buster. It's a micellar water cleansing serum. This was an impulse buy. You know, I saw it was half off, and I'd heard of this product before. I think I'd just seen it on the Ulta website or maybe in store or something, and it sounded really interesting and intriguing, but Diva Curl, they're another one with their prices being off the fucking chain. So I am very excited to be able to try this at half price, and I will let you guys know how it goes. That is not the only thing I got from Diva Curl. Separately from that flash sale where I got that half off, I got the Wash Day Wonder. This is a pre-cleanse slip detangler. This one I got from Ulta with that 20% off coupon, and I have possibly already used this and possibly compared it to my homemade detangler slash pre-poo. Maybe I even filmed it, and maybe it's coming soon to a YouTube near you. Due to those possibilities I just outlined, I do already have thoughts on this, but you're just gonna have to wait and see what they are. You guys, we are 3 steps from liberty. We're almost done. I picked up a new pair of hair shears. I just found these on Amazon, again, linked below. I've already used these and they are great. These are definitely the nicest hair shears I've ever had, and they were not expensive. I don't think they even cost any more than my old hair shears, but my old shears were just so run down. Literally visible rust on the blades, just in really, really bad shape. These seem to be very, very, very sharp. They're quiet, which is a sign of a quality hair shear. And I also like that the blades are longer because it lets me cut more hair than I could with my old ones. So I'm already very, very happy with these. I also picked up a new rat tail comb. This one has the metal tip, which I prefer. I feel like it gives me more precision when I'm making parts. And I also liked this one because the teeth are wider than what you get with a typical rat tail comb. The teeth on a regular rat tail comb are so fine and close together that I can't even use it. It's a no-go for my highly textured hair. But with this, I feel like if I was doing a very, very, very small section and maybe I wanted to comb chase or something, if I were flat ironing or using my thermal brush, I feel like I could potentially even use this if I wanted to. So it's nice to have a rat tail comb that will actually be usable on both sides for me, unlike every other rat tail comb I've ever had. The last item in my collective haul is fairly random and has nothing to do with hair or beauty. It's a jump rope. I bought the Fledge Fitness jump rope. If you guys watch my not vlogs or any of my fitness related videos, you know that I started intermittent fasting 3.5, 4 months ago. And one of the greatest resources for me in getting educated on how to do it effectively and strategically was Edward V of Fledge Fitness, a fellow YouTuber. And he sells jump ropes. He's been out of stock for quite some time, but he recently did a restock and I decided to buy one. This is my first time opening it, by the way. I hadn't even taken it out of the plastic or anything. I wanted to do that here on camera with you guys. So here it is. It is a wire rope with a gel coating, and it looks like you can adjust the length of it to your height, which is perfect. My old jump rope is great, but the handles were getting pretty worn out, and I was like, well, I can get fresh tape to wrap the handles, or I can just get a jump rope that doesn't require any tape. And I wanted to support a fellow YouTuber anyway, so I'm really excited to try this out. I've been relying on jump rope as a lot of my metabolic conditioning and cardio lately in the gym, you know, when I can actually go to the gym. Injuries are ruining my life at the moment. You can see even already just how the rope is able to rotate through the handles, so I'm very keen to try this out and see how it affects my jump rope game. If you guys want to see this in action, I'm sure I'll be shooting some footage in one of my upcoming not vlogs at some point. So keep it close and you will see how that works out for me. No pun intended. Whew, that was it, and that is plenty. Still wound up making this video way longer than I had planned to, but I wanted to give you guys all the mini reviews along the way, and hopefully those were helpful. Let me know if you guys have done any shopping recently, or if you have any plans for Black Friday shopping coming up, or Cyber Monday, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.
That's a nappy-headed hose there, I'm gonna tell you that now.